So you said something that I immediately loved. You call them your bakers, not your backers. So you obviously put some thought into like the marketing aspects of what you're doing. Like that's not a decision that like, yes, it's creative, but it's also like I mean that's branding. That is how do I differentiate myself from every other person out there that's got another crowdfunded comic? Like I love that.
Well, nobody else has anything like Eggbeater.
Yeah. To me, what it's real reminiscent of is I talked to a lot of people. One of my things is the signal to noise ratio. And that was just such a simple way to, jack up the signal and what you're doing and like make this very clearly your thing versus anything else. Like the idea of like, oh well my backers are bakers. Like you're immediately bringing them kind of into that world, making them part of it. And that's the thing that in my opinion in the marketing side of things everyone struggles with within like the book and comic community is really making that human connection to bring the readers into the story from like before they've ever even picked up the story like they're engaging with what's going on. Are there other ways in which you do that?
Well, I have a tier that has a an apron, and it's got like the logo that is two like bloody rolling pins that are crossed.
Okay, for the record I have people that I now want to just buy this stuff for or Christmas, so you should be making good sales. Is there a specific demographic that you've approached this? Because I mean, let's be honest, like this screams like 90s goth chick that now has a couple kids. Like it just was made for that the people.
Um, so far it's been mostly men. Um, yeah, because I'm going for comic readers, but within that there are people who just don't care for horror comics. Much like the kid from The Lost Boys. I don't like horror comics. There are people who are like that. So I realize that it's niche, but I'm hoping that it also appeals to people who have the, memory of stuff like Creepshow.
Yeah, I mean for me like it's I imagine like every riot girl wearing a freaking Jack Skellington shirt wanting a copy of this kind of thing. That's just the vision I have in my head. It's just it feels like it meshes so well with that aesthetic. I guess, and for me, I think it's maybe that Sweeney Todd element because I haven't had so many like people that qualify for that description I just gave you that were just obsessed when Sweeney Todd came out. Like, oh my god, you've got to get into this because it just has a vibe that meshes with that. But you're right, like people. That's why I look at like Marvel and DC. Like they want their audience to be something that it's not. It's like the comic buying audience is old white dudes, like that's what it is, and if you don't want them that's fine, but there's no guarantees that anyone else is going to want to buy what you have. Like you sell to who buys the comics, not who you wish they were. So yeah.
Or you're going to lose billions of dollars and be standing there confused and wondering how it happened.
Well, either that or it was all a big plan to soak our entire economy, but I don't know. I'm not there making those decisions.
I'm no economologist.
So I'm curious, does it ever become a problem for you in like as far as marketing goes that you do so many different types of things? Like do people think of you, oh well, you're not a novelist, are you a comic book creator, are you a poet? Like does it detract in any way to like not solidify yourself as any one of those things, or is a net positive that you've done all of those things and kind of I'm just a writer. I do all kinds of different writing, and whatever floats my boat, that's what I'm gonna do.
I don't think it's negatively impacted me because it's made it so a range of people have felt comfortable approaching me to say, hey, will you write a Winnie the Pooh book? Will you Will you write my sci-fi outer space thing? Will you write my ancient Japanese thing? So I don't feel like it has negatively impacted me. And or even have you? Will you write a song for me? I wrote a song for Black Flag, Dan Frega's Black Flag with Will Perdomo. So I don't think it's negatively impacted me. Plus, it has given people confidence in my editing capabilities because if I can write in any genre, I can absolutely edit any genre because I read every genre. I have a crazy amount of books because I just read everything, and that definitely having the diversity, which is a word, but having that has definitely helped me and not hindered me. I think.
I'm gonna be honest. That's the way I expected that question to go, but I gotta ask it because you're always curious. Uh, Previous guest Jacob Kelta. I mean, he's someone that goes out there and tries to do everything he can. He's creating music that goes along with the worlds that he's writing about and like all of his short stories and stuff. And for him, it's like any multimedia way that he can approach whatever he's doing, he's gonna try it. If it's film, music, whatever.
I did make two songs and I put them on a vinyl, a little 45 vinyl.
What kind of music are they?
One is like a hip hop song,
Okay.
and then the other one is more of a callback to traditional horror themes, like Tubular Bells, from The Exorcist, and
Okay. So Carpenter
the
kind of stuff.
yeah, the Halloween theme, all of the horror themes everyone recognizes. I wanted one of those when I was still trying to make it into a movie, so I actually had a local kid make a song that's an instrumental based off this old Hungarian song that is known for, or there's a conspiracy around it that it causes people to commit suicide, and I thought that was cool. So I had him create that for my comic. So I've done a little bit of that too, but I've definitely stuck with I can write anything, I can edit anything. I can do some other stuff too, like I've done voice acting, but the main thing is my writing. So I have,
Well, it's the thing you don't need anybody else to do, right? Like you can always just dive in and hey, beginning to end, I can make this happen.
yeah, I can write with other people too. It's just they're usually wrong.
More hurdles, if nothing else.